It's the Talk Punch podcast edition. There will come up. But it's going to be our multi-segment podcast. Welcome to another episode of Talk Punch. Thank you so much to both our audio podcast and our YouTube viewers for joining us. I am Brody, joined by Tudong Dylan.
Hey.
And the Tyrion of this Westeros, Charlie Hickman.
I got nothing to say. I can't tell if that's like an insult, a compliment, a compliment.
It's a compliment. He was good at talking.
All right.
You're a good talker.
Right. True. Very good talker.
I give good talk.
There you go. And if you like hearing Charlie talk, you should check out our Patreon, where you can get exclusive content about topics you won't see here on the main channel. To get more information, check out the description below. And if you haven't already, we'd love it if you subscribed and hit that notification bell so you can come back here every Wednesday to hang out with us, have some fun, because we're just hanging out tonight. We've got a topic. We're going to just kind of chat about things we've been watching lately, and got some mailbag questions. So our topic for this week is the recent casting of the Fantastic. So just to, I'm sure anybody who watching this will aware, but they finally cast the Fantastic Four. It's actually none of our picks from our fan casting episode, which is
also true.
But we get Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, Tessa Kirby as Sue Storm. We get Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things as Johnny Storm. And we get Eben Moss Bacharach? Charlie, am I saying that right?
Let's just go with yes.
Okay. As Ben Grimm, what do you guys think of this? What do you think of these castings?
Now, the kid from Stranger Things, which kid is it from Stranger Things? It's not the Finn Wolfhard kid.
No. He was in the latest season as like the other rock and roller guy that kind of an outcast and was leading a D&D group and played Metallica.
Played Metallica.
The Upside Down.
He played Metallica in the Upside Down.
Yeah.
There's no extra A. It's not. I think you said Bacharach like the game, but it's just like Bacharach. I think.
Bacharach.
Yeah.
Moss Bacharach. Like crack your back. Bacharach.
Yeah.
No, but there's no
Bacharach.
Yeah, there's Bacharach.
Yeah.
Bacharach.
Let's call him Eben.
There you go. Eben.
Cousin.
What do you guys think of these castings?
Hey, I think Pedro Pascal he's a great actor. I love what he does. I'm curious to see what he's going to do. I mean, I can't remember like how old he is. But I always at least wanted someone who's like in Tony Stark's like age frame, like maybe when he first started.
48 years old.
He's 48. Yeah, that's a good age. That's a good age. It's not Nathan Fillion. That Pedro Pascal, I mean, I think that he's a solid choice.
Charlie, what do you think of Pedro Pascal?
I think he's talented. He's a talented actor. There was rumors about him being cast before it was made official. I know there's mixed feelings and reactions online, but I tend to trust like good actors in roles more than I trust like they look just how I pictured them looking as like an instinct, if that makes sense. Like I know that a lot of people were really hoping Krasinski and everyone. I think the casting rumors have been swirling for so long. It's like it's almost one of those things where people really entrench themselves into like their picks or their choices, and that can create some mixed feelings about the actual announcements, but. Usually the casting is better than it's every casting choice for the most part has been pretty spot on in the MCU. You could quibble over some exceptions, but they've done a pretty good job, I think, filling roles, and he's a fantastic actor. So the movie just has to be good. Like if the script is good and the movie's good, I know he can deliver a good performance. So maybe I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, I think I was surprised, but not surprised. I was surprised that they went with somebody that was 48. I was like, oh, that's a bit older, especially if they're signing him onto one of these 9-picture deals or something. But then I was like, well, but they know Pedro Pascal from all the Orient stuff. Is a bit older. He's hopefully a bit more secure, and instead of kind of hitching their horse to younger or unknown guy after Jonathan Majors stuff, it's kind of like he felt like a safe bet, sort of.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no, that's cool. I don't. Yes, I was one of the people that were like hoping for John Krasinski, but when I saw this, I was like,
I was hoping.
oh,
I was hoping for it too.
into it.
If it's not going to be John Krasinski, if it's not going to be Nathan Fillion, I think Pedro Pascal, he's a good choice. If it's not going to be those guys,
he can get the gray. I mean, Reed Richards always had the gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Since
that.
the 60s. How about Vanessa Kirby? What do you think of Vanessa Kirby as Sue? 35 years old.
I mean, do you guys? I mean, Brody, I know you and your wife watched The Crown. How is she as Princess Margaret?
I haven't watched The Crown. The only thing that I'm familiar with her from is the Mission Impossible, which she was cool in those movies. But that's kind of the only exposure that I have to. I was like, okay, yeah, I think she looks the part. She was great in the Mission Impossible stuff. That was another one where I was like, cool. Oh, she looks good.
Yeah, it's true.
Did either of you watch Napoleon? Has that made its way into either of your screenings?
I almost watched it the other day. Yeah, I was scrolling. I was scrolling through the Apple TV and saw that it was streaming. Like, oh,
it is. Where?
I should watch that on Apple TV.
It was always supposed to be on there. I'll be really honest. I know a lot of film people are going to dislike what I'm about to say, but Ridley Scott has not been putting out some good movies lately. And they've been few and far between as far as I'm concerned. I am definitely not a huge Ridley Scott fan. So, just when I heard about Napoleon, I was like, I don't know how they're going to do this. But either way, I did hear that she, she did fine for what she was given. Like that's what I felt. Like she didn't do anything, nothing. Nobody had any complaints about what she was doing. A lot of people had a lot of other complaints, but she was not one of them.
Yeah.
Charlie, you're the TV guy. Did you watch The Crown?
Oh yeah.
It's a different lane of television than what I'm accustomed to watching. We'll get to my lane of television watching when we talk about Ben Grimm here in a second. But I missed The Crown, and no offense to the people that love it. I'm sure it's amazing, and I'm sure it's really well made. And let us know if you do watch it. Let us know like how she is in that. She seems fine in the Mission Impossible stuff. I think she'll be good with the stunt work, and so I think it's probably a good choice.
I'm glad they didn't pick like some 20-year-old, like just some young little kid with some 48-year-old as her husband.
That's true.
All right, how about Joseph Quinn? Thoughts on him?
I thought he was great as Conor in Game of Thrones in that one episode that he did.
He was in Game of Thrones? Is he?
Yeah, for one
is
episode.
He British?
I thought that's why you put the Lannister thing in there at the beginning.
Oh, no. Is he British?
I don't think so.
Which person is he playing, bro? You just said like a name, but you didn't say what he was playing.
Oh, Joseph Quinn, who's playing Johnny Storm.
I thought he was the kid from Stranger Things.
Yeah, he is. I didn't know he was in Game of Thrones, though.
Yeah, he grew up in South London, yeah. I know he speaks Italian, so I wasn't sure which part of Europe he was from, but
I think my only exposure to him was through Stranger Things, in which it was an interesting character. It's not anything like I would picture Johnny Storm, so it's kind of hard to look at that character and be like, oh yeah, he'd make a great Johnny Storm, because he was like a weird outsider, like. And looking at him,
Can you see him being like the brother of Vanessa Kirby?
I don't know. That's the thing, is that I looked at him and I was like, he's a fine looking guy. But he doesn't, to me, he's not like the heartthrob kind of looking guy like I would think Johnny Storm would. And granted, they're going to do hair and makeup, but they'll make him. But just like off the bat, I'm like, kind of an interesting look to him.
There's certain angles with his nose. There's certain angles that he looks a little bit like Robert Downey Jr. when he's looking up and away to the left. And then he also looks a little bit like Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's sometimes. And then sometimes he looks a little bit like someone tried to draw Justin Timberlake from memory. So just a bit, depending on the picture. I have not seen this season of Stranger Things that he's in. I have no exposure to him whatsoever. So his casting doesn't really move the needle for me in either direction. And it's not like worth the energy to get disappointed in it.
Sure.
Just like hopefully I'm sure like he killed the audition. He has like flame-like hair in a lot of the photos. Hair that seems to naturally just emanate up. I respect a good vertical hairdo in this economy. Anytime we can get that going.
Yeah, he kind of feels like
not some 20-year-old kid.
He kind of feels like the more unknown that they've pulled, like that Marvel has kind of pulled from in the past, of like, oh, they've done like a couple things. You may have seen him in like one or two things, but relatively, it's not like he's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah,
I'm aware.
I mean, I'm looking at pictures. There's pictures of him, like how he is, like when he's looking all suave, and then from Stranger Things, and I'm like, that is definitely that was definitely a character role. And you know what? Respect. That's cool.
Sure.
They could have gone for some 20-year-old heartthrob, but instead they went with like, a 30-year-old actor. And I mean, I think that's good. I can't wait to see what he does with this role. I can't wait to see period. But any of these people do.
All right. Last up, we have Eben Moss Backrack. From the Bear, Charlie, your favorite show.
In my veins. This one got me excited. Like I was pretty kind of like neutral on the rest of the casting, but this one I'm really excited about. He's fantastic. He's really good, and it's kind of a cool out of the box choice for Ben Grimm. He's gonna be fantastic. He's got a great voice for it. He's just a great actor. I'm excited. This one gets me excited.
Nice.
Cousin.
So like one of the things nickname is Ever Loving Blue-Eyed Thing, and he does have blue eyes, and so I'm really hoping that because it's all going to be motion captured, that like they keep his eyes.
It's clobbering time.
Yeah, he's got. I don't know. He's got an accent in The Bear. I know they're in like Chicago.
Oh, he's not. I thought he was English. Is he American?
I thought he was.
Yeah, he went
Massachusetts.
He was born in Massachusetts. Yeah.
No, he's from the East Coast. They're all the same.
Yeah.
All the same. They all sound.
There goes our East Coast viewers.
He does a great accent in The Bear, so I'm sure he'll be able to pull off, a great accent is the thing. It's funny in The Bear because he's not like, at least for me, he's not like super likable. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see
Brody.
how he's supposed to be like lovable as the thing needs to be. He's the ever loving blue-eyed thing. Come on.
You don't find him likable in the Bear? You don't love him in The Bear?
No, he's a jerk. He's a jerk.
Did you even watch season 2? Did you watch his character arc in season 2? Oh,
I did. I saw him be mean to the other restaurant.
Oh, the restaurant deserved it, Brody. I haven't.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, then he turned around a little bit. And
That
kind of pulled
episode
himself
Forks
together
is
and
like, man,
started
that
wearing
episode
suits.
Forks might be the best episode in the whole show. That episode Forks. Oh, it's really good.
He started wearing suits.
He's a fantastic actor, and that's like the fact that maybe if you don't like him in that's a testament to his acting skills. Because he's
It's not that I don't like him.
you
I don't
you
think
hate him.
No, I don't think he. Okay, how do I explain? He's not a. I don't feel like he's a character that is
That I like.
likable. That is likable. I didn't
What
say
did
I
you
don't
say the
like
same
him.
Thing, that's right.
Just out of curiosity, what was the name of the guy who played it in the Tim story? Like not the original, but like the
Michael
2000
Chiklis?
early, huh?
Michael Chiklis?
Michael Chiklis? Yeah, I'd never found him lovable.
Michael
Oh,
Chiklis,
I thought he was. I thought he was.
You didn't love him in The Shield? He wasn't lovable in The Shield?
I'm just saying I didn't find him lovable until he was playing the Thing. When he was the Thing, he was pretty lovable. Before that, I never thought to myself, Michael Chiklis, lovable guy.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. I always thought that Dylan would make a good thing.
Clobbering time.
So does it bother you guys at all that he was in 12 episodes of the TV show The Punisher?
No,
If that's going to become quote unquote canon?
Didn't he get killed
that won't
off,
be
though?
canon. No, there's plenty of actors that have been in those shows that are now doing other. Marshala Ali was in Luke Cage, and now he's Blade.
Right.
There's
so
been
good. I love him.
there's been a number of those. There's
People are saying they killed him off way too soon. They did. But if we
he
get him
wasn't
as Blade,
Andor. So he's like been in this kind of Disney stuff. If he's been in Andor, he's done the Punisher stuff.
Yeah. But I know he can act, and that's we talked about that with Pascal. Like if you give me good actors, then all I need is good material. If you give me people that are there more for how they look than how they act, then that creates another variable. Because then it just opens up so many more problems that can occur. I'm cautiously optimistic about this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been hurt too many times.
I hope it's good. I love the Fantastic Four. I
think they're gonna take their time with it. I think Marvel, they have shown us the goods before. They may have stumbled a little bit, but hey, I'm still rooting for them, and I think they're gonna put the time in, and I think they're gonna give us something good finally, something back to really well done instead of medium rare.
Have to. They need a winner.
But people always say that. And then Guardians of the Galaxy 3 comes out and everybody's like, they're back. And then next thing you know, Marvel comes out and they're like, we hate it. What happened? They haven't had a good movie in years. Forgetting about Guardians of the Galaxy. But, I mean, they do need to step it up. That's true. Very true.
But that's it for casting. No, not even an announcement on the villain. So I don't know if they're going straight into Doom or if they should do Mole Man. That's what they should. Start with Mole Man. Don't start with Doom.
Monty Mole.
Yeah, should be Mole Man.
Get I keep
John
picturing the
Ratzenberger.
Underminer. Get John Ratzenberg.
Danny DeVito. I think Danny
Underminer.
DeVito would be a great
The
Mole Man.
Underminer.
Ooh, Danny DeVito.
He'd be a great Mole Man.
He could just do the same with the Penguin, and then just as a Mole Man. I'm a Mole Man.
Just
there
CGI
you
him
go.
from that movie directly in.
Oh, there you go. So there's our kind of little reaction discussion on Fantastic Four. I'm looking forward. It's coming out next year. So we're gonna hopefully be getting more information on this soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I think we'll be talking
back
about this
here.
one.
We'll keep you posted on all things Fantastic Four as it approaches.
Yeah.
All right. So then moving on to our next little mini segment as part of the podcast. What have we been watching? I will tell you, I watched 4 movies this past week. That was a lot.
You know how many episodes of Futurama you could have knocked out in the amount of time it took you to go see 4 movies? Like
Well,
3 seasons.
I only went to the theater once. Other 3 I saw. Okay, so
what'd you watch?
I saw Haunting at Venice, the Hercule Poirot detective movie,
Pero.
because I really like those. I have no idea how to say that. It's so hard to say. But
Pero.
like that. I finally saw Split. I had never seen it before. And I watched it. Split, Two Dog. You're shaking your head. You don't even like Split? Oh, you liked Split.
I think John McAvoy is a fantastic actor.
James.
And I said McAvoy, yeah. I said James McAvoy.
You said John McAvoy.
I did? I said John? James McAvoy. I've never met John. That's his brother.
Being John McAvoy.
Okay, he's also a good actor. But I do not care for M. Night Shyamalan. I think that the stuff and how he writes is preposterous. Does McAvoy, James McAvoy, sell it? Yes, in a way. And you're like, he's changing clothes as well. Do you see Glass yet, Brody? Have you seen Glass?
No, I haven't.
It is not a good movie. Does that mean
I know
Bruce
you hate
Willis is good in it? That's not. I'm not saying it. Does that mean Samuel L. Jackson's not good in it? They try and make him to be a good guy, even though he is very specifically a bad guy. He fights. Okay, all right. Either way, the point is, no, I don't like Split, except for the last part. I was shocked he didn't screw that up. When they're like, oh, yeah, this guy, like, what, 10, 20 years ago,
Spoilers.
he was over here and all that. What was his name? Mr. Glass. I was just like, Bruce, whoa, what? That was fantastic. Did you see? You must have seen that part, bro. I mean, that was.
Yeah, of course I saw that part. I watched the movie.
I was working in a movie theater. All these young kids who were working there, they were all like, "Oh yeah, something because of like Unbreakable," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Oh yeah, this movie," and I'm like at the end of Split, and I was just like, "Do you know what you're even saying? Like, are you kidding me?"
They played the music before that even happened. They played the music while James McAvoy was like talking to himself in the mirror. So I saw it coming even before that, and I knew that was coming. But I don't know. I really liked it. I went
to the movie theaters and I saw Glass because I was rooting. I was like, maybe.
I just watched it on my camera. Okay, so then I watched the Marvels.
How was that?
Actually, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought that it was actually pretty funny. I thought Samuel L. Jackson was so funny as Fury. And I actually liked Carol Danvers. I didn't like her in first Captain Marvel movie. I thought she played it way too flat, but I liked her in this one. Yeah, this was enjoyable. It's still not like upper level Marvel. It's like a mid Marvel. It's like a low B, high C.
How is Miss Marvel?
She's good.
I think she's great as Miss Marvel. I
thought she was better in this movie than she was in the show.
I liked her in the show. I thought she was.
I was annoyed with her. Joe.
Oh,
yeah, I don't like her. I'm sorry. I got annoyed with her, but she was funny in this one. So I saw that, and then my wife and I went and saw Dune 2 in theaters.
And that was
so good. So good. I love these Dune movies.
Got your boy Timothy Chalamet and campaign.
I know you guys aren't interested in the Dune movie. This one slapped, baby. No cap.
What?
No
well
cap.
said, bro. Well said.
That's no cap. Come on.
No, you used it in an appropriate context. It was well done. Well executed. You stuck the landing. My kids would be proud.
Thank you. And then, Charlie, I started watching a show. I don't think it's a show you're watching, though, on Apple.
Is it The Queen?
No. Zilla show.
Oh. I'm interested in that. Is it good?
With Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell. It's really interesting because they they have Wyatt Russell and Kurt Russell playing the same character, but like Wyatt Russell is in the past, Kurt Russell is present. And it's Godzilla. I love Godzilla.
But
there was a trailer for
good?
the new Godzilla King Kong movie in front of Dune. Oh man, I'm gonna see that in theaters.
What'd you think? What'd you think of the Perot movie? You didn't say. Was it too scary for you?
No, I enjoyed it. It was a
You said it
little
was a
creepy.
horror movie.
It was a
Then
little.
you need to watch.
It was
if
a
that
little
didn't
creepy.
scare you, then we got
But
to
it was
watch The
good.
Conjuring.
No, I
man.
liked it.
You got to watch The Conjuring. Same movie.
Really?
No, it's not the same movie.
Basically the same. Speaking of James Wan, I just watched Insidious. We had the internet go out for an entire day here, so I had to like get up and put a DVD in for the first time in a long time.
What'd you
Horrible.
think?
I borrowed the Insidious collection from my sister stuff, like there's 4 of them. And I never got around to seeing that. I don't know why. I've seen the Conjuring and Malignant and some of the other James Wan universe ones, but just kind of missed it. It hadn't been on the right streaming ones, at least not the first one. I liked it. I thought it was fun. Is it a movie that Brody would love? Absolutely. Is it
Come
one that we should all
on.
watch together with Brody? Yes.
Oh no.
Is there like it's like Stranger Things. The movie's like Stranger Things.
Oh, it's
Same
got that
thing.
upside down and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the movie came first. Stranger Things ripping this movie off. I'm just saying.
That's true.
Like it's not like the it's like the horror movie that redefines the genre or anything, but it's good stuff. It's got some nice visuals in there. What do you think of James Wan, Dylan? You like his stuff mostly?
I do.
Aquaman, baby.
No,
Still haven't seen either Aquaman. I mean,
it's the horror
I
stuff.
like
bro.
James
Come on.
Wan. I haven't like gotten into the whole James Wan like universe or anything, but I mean, like he did Saw the first. He did the first Saw, and I mean, did he do Insidious? Also, that's with The
Mhm.
Conjuring. And wait a second,
Mhm.
yeah, no,
Yeah, that's all him.
Insidious and The Conjuring aren't the same universe. Like Annabelle and the Nun are with the Conjuring universe.
Same guy. I mean, when you say universe, you mean like they take place in the same universe?
Yes.
Yeah, the Annabelle is like a spin-off. Yeah.
Yeah. So Annabelle and the Nun are in the Conjuring universe, but Insidious is not.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I do. I like him. I like his stuff. They were saying with the Bloom Productions was saying how they wanted to get the rights to Friday the 13th and have James Wan like kind of like oversee that whole universe or whatever. He's going to at least whatever they're gonna. Either way, get Friday the 13th back in theaters. Come on, people.
Yeah, they're that merger, the Bloomfield and the what's his universe called? The Atomic something or other. I don't know.
On.
It's not. All right, I'm gonna look it up. But that was a big deal. That just got ratified, I think, here in the year.
Charlie, I just Googled how scary is Insidious. MovieWeb. MovieWeb.com says Insidious is one of the scariest movies ever.
Yeah, Atomic.
No.
It says it's the scariest movie ever made. Is that what
It's
it said?
one of the scariest movies ever made.
Oh, that is some hooey. What does it say about The Conjuring?
It's just like a article.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a rating system that they had.
I wish that's what I was trying to find, was somebody like rating scary movie scale.
Look, horror movies, we've talked about this before. It's a lot like spicy food, and like you get desensitized over time. There's different kinds of spice. You might not find one cuisine to be spicy and might find another to be unbearable. And when someone tells you that a food is not spicy, you shouldn't just take that as gospel because their sensitivities might be different than your own. So you kind of want to be, careful about how you wade into such waters.
But it's not scary road.
But if you're like, it depends what scares you, right? If you're more scared by like supernatural stuff, then yeah, the Conjuring and this one are going to they're going to hit you a little harder than if, like, let's say you're more scared of things that like are practical, like knife wielding maniacs and things of that nature. In which case, slasher films probably aren't your jam. But like whatever you can divorce yourself from, like, and just not feel like overly horrified by.
Yeah, you gotta have fun with it.
But part of the experience is being a little scared. It's part of the fun, right? Like if you're just going on roller coasters that don't even like make you sweat, what's the point?
I don't like roller coasters.
I don't like
It's like you might as well just be riding on like the Alice in Wonderland rides and stuff. The teacups.
Sounds
I do love
great.
the teacups.
teacups.
Ooh.
Brody.
No, not the teacups.
What's wrong with the
Can't
teacups?
spin.
They don't
I
drop.
can't spin. No, here's a slight detour. Charlie and I created a sport a long time ago called spinball.
Yeah, we did.
And we bought a bunch of stuff. We invited a bunch of people. We played it at a park. And honestly, since then, like that honestly jacked up my equilibrium so bad that if I spin around one time, I'm dizzy.
Really?
So the teacups would honestly take me out for an entire day.
I had a lot of pride in my teacup spinning ability back in my early 20s, and I went to Disneyland with a handful of people, and I took there's a couple like 3 girls and me on a teacups, and I thought, all right, I'm gonna impress them. I'm gonna spin this really fast, and I'm spinning this fast than I've ever spun a teacup, and I'm spinning, I'm spinning.
What story this is.
and we get done, and I'm feeling this like flappy stuff, and I look down, and I have peeled skin. I mean, just a full layer of skin off the palms of my hands with all the friction. I like it is like you could see the pink parts underneath. It's like I've shed like a snake
So
my
gross.
hand skin on both my palms. It was like floppy. I was like, talk about like not exactly your crowning moment here. Like, hey ladies, was that impressive as you flap around your hand skin? Who wants to take me on a date? Me and my hands.
Oh, your floppy hands.
My floppy hands, Charlie. That's how I got the nickname. Oh, floppy hands, they called
That's
them.
not what they call you.
Charlie, you watching anything else? Watching any shows?
Yeah, probably the most prominent thing that I've watched recently was the True Detective. I watched the new season of that. It was okay. It was okay. Depending on which review or report you read online, there's people that are real angry about it. I didn't find it to be all that offensive. I do think that the writing was a little weak, and I do think that like it I don't know, like it had some elements that I kind of dug, like if they leaned into them a little bit more. The scenery was beautiful. Cinematography was really, really good. Really good, just good landscape. It was beautiful. It wasn't the most like compelling season of television I've ever watched, but it was a fine watch. Like it was too many subplots and side things for how short it was. It couldn't really deliver on all that, and the mystery itself wasn't like all that interesting or engaging. I think it's tried maybe a little bit too much to be a little bit like season 1 in some ways, and certainly it like alluded to season 1, which made people upset. The mythos.
What's the best season?
1. Season 1. Yeah, season 1 is the best season. I'd probably go 1, 3, 4, 2. And
4 seasons.
There's 4 seasons. There's an anthology series. So they're all different. Season 2, I think, is still the weakest. But like it's good. It's worth a watch. Like I don't think it. Jodie Foster is fantastic. She's really good. I thought the whole cast was actually pretty good all the way through. But yeah, it was fine. Like I wanted to like it more than I ended up liking it. I thought it started off really promising, and then it just it didn't quite deliver by the end. But it was fine. I'm glad. I'm not disappointed that I watched it, but not as good as I was hoping for.
Tudong,
Other than
how about
that,
you?
though, I don't know. No, yeah. Sorry. Go 2D.
What have you been watching, Tudong?
Well, one thing I watched Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. Either of you guys see that one?
Oh, I've heard about it. I haven't watched it.
I watched that.
You watch it. What'd you think? Like, I thought it was really good. I thought he was doing some really good acting. Stallone was doing it. And let me tell you, at the end when he found out what happened to his daughter, I was just kind of like,
Oh,
"That's a
spoilers.
rational response." No, I didn't say anything. All I said was rational response.
I really liked it, and I really liked him in it. But the end was so rushed, and
It
I don't
really
know
was.
if they were just trying to wrap up like a storyline because they didn't know if they were going to get renewed. I don't know if they were just in a hurry to get to the next storyline. So like, let's just wrap this up. But like the ending was just very like, oh wow, okay, we're just doing all this in like an episode and kind of cramming it all. It just
Interesting.
I felt like they could have really stretched that out a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the rationale behind that is, but I'll watch the second season when it comes out. Stallone is
Yes.
very good in it.
Does he
Very.
yell?
Not a lot. Not as
Does
much
he
as
do
you
like
think.
his Rambo yell?
No, no. I don't remember hearing
Oh,
that. No, no, no. I haven't.
you
But I
need
mean,
more
it's
yelling
really.
from Stallone.
It's true.
Well, yeah, maybe season 2 get a little bit more. Maybe he'll yell, "I'm not the law," or something. Just
Now, we haven't discussed this because it came out a while back. But what did you finally end up finishing the new season of Frasier?
Brody.
He's not talking to
Oh,
me, Charlie.
yeah, I'm definitely not.
I'm about halfway through it.
What do you
Uh,
think so far?
it's good. It's not classic Frasier. I miss Niles. I miss John Mahoney.
Yeah.
So it's taken a little bit of time to kind of warm up. I look, Frasier's great, and Kelsey Grammer is fantastic in that role. And every time he's on screen, I really like it. I'm on the fence with his kid, the actor playing his son. I'm on the fence with the Niles replacement, like they're the Niles and Daphne kid. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I'm like, but when it's Frasier and his work companions, I think that's when the show's at its best.
Yeah.
But I know that I haven't seen the best parts that the show has to offer yet. I haven't gotten to the back half where most shows in their infancy really pick up steam in the back half of the season, where as the characters get more rounded out and you kind of have lived with the personalities of the actors. It's hard not to compare it to the old Frasier, and
Yeah.
it's hard. And if you're comparing it to the old Frasier, it's it falls a little short. But I'm glad it exists. I'm glad that it's already been renewed, and I hope that it keeps getting better and better as they find their footing. But I do enjoy it.
Are you guys going to? I'm curious about this. Are you guys going to see the new Roadhouse?
Roadhouse.
Probably.
Roadhouse. And have you even seen the trailer for it?
It's going straight to streaming, right?
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
getting
probably watch it.
sued. You guys read the article about the lawsuit? The writer and then there's the accusations that they with the strike they used AI to have the actors do some of their lines as redubs, and there's a whole bunch of lawsuits. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really bad, and I have no interest in seeing it.
I'll watch it.
I think one thing I think is really interesting, not to interrupt, bro, but one thing I think is interesting is that they said that the director, he's like, oh, I'm boycotting watching this because it's not going straight, it's not going to theaters, it's going straight to streaming. And even Jake Gyllenhaal, who I am not exactly a fan of, he was even like, it was always planning to go to streaming. There was never a time that they discussed making it go theatrical. There's one time where they asked him, and this is really kind of shocking because it's kind of like you made your choice. They offered more money, and the movie goes to streaming, or they'll give less money into the budget in which they get a piece of, so their cut is less if it goes to theaters. And they chose more money, and now that he's gotten his money, now he's going back and saying oh well, they want to destroy cinema. And I'm like, it was your choice to do it. Even Jake Gyllenhaal's like, I don't know what he's talking about. But no, I don't really want to watch it either. Did you see the trailer, bro? What made you want to watch it? It's a Conor McGregor, huh?
Is he in
No,
that?
I don't know.
God.
I mean,
Another reason not to see it.
we'll see.
Shouldn't
I don't know.
let me get this close.
I've got a backlog of. But if I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of it's a Friday afternoon, I'm off work early, and I'm kind of like, hey, you know what? I have something on. I throw it on.
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I wanted to. I didn't know if you guys are planning on watching Shogun.
Oh, did you see the original?
Mm-mm.
I'm not
But
going
this
to
looks
read
good.
What's it streaming on?
Getting really good
Hulu.
reviews. It's really.
Let me know how it is because I have Hulu.
You can also just
Disney
watch it.
Is it a show or a movie? Is it a show or movie?
Show. It's a show. It's a mini series, right? Some
Yeah.
of that.
Like
Yeah.
8-hour-long episodes.
I mean,
Each episode is 8 hours long. I mean, that sounds right.
Probably.
I don't think
And
it's
then
that
I
long.
saw the original, and I have to say, I saw it as a kid. I kind of grew up on it, and that was such a it was a classic. My mother loves Richard Chamberlain, loves him, and so we would watch this, and I was like, the entire thing was a fantastic. If anybody wants to go back and watch the original, I mean, I highly recommend it. But I definitely want to check this out. I mean, because it is getting some phenomenal reviews.
I'm excited to see it. I think it'll be good. It looks really good.
All right.
Look, I wanted to just mention real quick. I did watch The Crowded Room on Apple with Tom Holland and Amanda Seyfried, and it is an
No idea
interesting.
what that is.
Me neither.
So it's a TV miniseries, and I don't know how to feel about it. Like, it was slow, and it kind of like was not like, I couldn't tell if the twist that I could see coming a mile away was going to be necessary to have been a twist for me to enjoy it. And I wasn't always excited to get to the next episode. My wife and I watched it very slowly over a long period of time. But by the end, it was I was in tears. It was beautiful. It was incredibly well acted. Very interesting miniseries. Mental health. A lot of like really like powerful. Like Tom Holland was just fantastic in it. Really, really good. And getting to see the side of his acting that you don't really get to see in a lot of the stuff that he's most famous for. So if anybody ever runs into that, because the Apple stuff tends to be pretty good. You guys should watch Slow Horses. But if you ever get a chance to pop on this, you might watch an episode or two and think, man, so you always start a show and you wonder, like, is it worth it to stick it out if it's not like immediately kind of grappling into you? And I will just say that by the end, man, it had won me completely over, and I was all in by the end. I couldn't wait to get to the finale. I stood up at one point. It was intense. So I was like, all right, what's going on?
Oh.
You get that like nervous energy going. Like, all right, what's happening here? It was good. So kudos to them. They did a nice job. It's called The Crowded Room.
Crowded Room. It's
10 episodes though, bro. So I know you're probably out on that, but
it just started.
I'm not even
Monarch.
saying you should see it, but I'm
just started
throwing
Monarch.
it out.
I got Monarch.
All
right. Charlie, we got a couple more minutes. Hit us with a mailbag question.
A mailbag question. All right. If you guys could pick a movie to have starred in for the fun of making it, so not like the money that it made or the fame that occurred to the actors after the movie. It's not changing your life anyway. You just got to experience, like, it's like you could have put on a VR headset and you get to experience like the making of this particular movie. You got to do all the fun stuff that was in the movie. What would you pick? And I can go first if you guys need to stall for time.
Yeah.
Go for it, Charlie.
So I have thought about this quite a bit, and it is, depending on the stage of my life that I've been in, this answer's probably changed quite a bit, at various points along the way. Be fun to be in like a really great action movie. Be fun to be in a I love me some rom-coms, things like that. There's a lot of really great music movies that I'm like, man, that would be so fun to be like, to have been in Spinal Tap. Really any of those mockumentaries. I feel like I've got like the right kind of deadpan and like, what a great cast of people to have been in. The movie Clue would have been a blast to film.
Yeah.
Like, my goodness, like what a great cast. But I think I've got to go with my heart, and which is just like if I gotten to do Major League. It's a baseball movie. They brought out a bunch of like real baseball players. Got to getting to interact with some different MLB players of the day at the time, and some AAA guys, getting to put on my glove and do batting practice in a real MLB stadium, and then getting to film all those baseball sequences. I think and a funny movie, and I'd be replacing Charlie Sheen, so I wouldn't even have to deal with him. Loved it. Corbin Burnson seems like a fun hang. You guys, I know you guys, if you watched our Tom episode, Dylan and Brody, big fans of Tom Berenger.
True.
Um,
True.
big fans. You guys got an answer for this?
Tudong, you go.
There's few movies. I mean, I don't know. I've never heard that it was good or bad on the filming of this, but it's a classic, and it seemed like it would have just been so much fun to do. And that just kind of coming up and thinking about it, Ghostbusters seems like it would just like I never heard any bad stories out of that. The improving and all of the fun and all that kind of thing, and you've got ghosts. It just seems like it would be so fun to do something like that.
Yeah.
That or maybe something like Caddyshack. That seems like that it would be just a lot of fun. They just start developing it. I mean, they have what they're doing, they have their script, but they also develop it as they go. And I mean, that kind of a thing seems really fun. And I haven't heard, I mean, yeah, maybe I'd do Chevy Chase's role only so I wouldn't have to interact with him. But I mean, like, all of those kinds of movies seem like they would be a lot of fun to do. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Ghostbusters and Caddyshack. That would just seem like a lot, like improvising and all that kind of thing. People from Second City, people from Saturday Night Live. Those seem like they would be a lot of fun.
I think I would probably go with Fire Strikes Back. I think just to be able to around sets, all the droids, all the costumes, everything that they were doing, everything was still so practical. Like to walk around the sets that are real sets that are made, to walk around Hoth, to walk around Cloud City, to walk, like just the Star Destroyer, just like everything, to just be a part, even if it was like, oh, you're a stormtrooper and you get to like be in a scene with Darth Vader, like just so much iconic stuff that just be so cool to.
Have you guys ever been on on an active movie set, like for a movie that you would recognize?
I was on the set of a short film.
That's not what I mean. A place that you like. It's like it's
starring Dylan Seal as the lead actor. Called In a Moment. It was
I don't
fantastic.
mean in any movie set. I mean like a movie set from like a movie that like people know about. It's like a big budget movie set. I'm not saying like you're working on it or anything. I'm just saying like you've been on it or you walked through it or something.
I was, I can't remember if I saw the set or not, but my wife's little brother was in Santa Claus 3 because he was a minor, needed somebody to go take him there and then just hang out all. So
and you did that?
I took him. So we went on to the lot. I had to be with him and got all his elf, stuff on. My father-in-law actually was able to be like an extra because he got to.
If you'd had that beard, they might have just put you
I
in the movie as
know.
Santa. You blew it. You were too clean shaven then.
But that's probably the closest that I've.
Nice.
There you go. All right. Hey, these are the vacations of the future. I'm telling you, when we're old and gray and we're lying in our bed, hardly able to move, we can put on the VR headsets and go tour the AI generated universe of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and Major League and Ghostbusters.
Okay, well, there's the podcast. That's, this is something that we probably do once a month or so just to hang out and have some conversations, pick a topic, do some mailbags, talk about what we're watching, what we watched. Fun time. So, do you guys have anything else to add to this?
I will say, if you guys have any mailbag questions for us, make sure you send them in. You can leave them as comments on any of our videos. You can also hit us up at our email at talktalkpunch@gmail.com. You can send all your spam email there. You can sign Talk Talk Punch up for as many gym memberships as you want. We love getting email, even if it's spam. Makes us feel wanted. So send us your email questions and let us know if you could have been in any movie and experienced that film. What would you have picked? And what have you been watching? And is it good? Or is it bad? Let us know how many movies that Brody has squandered his time on instead of watching classic television.
Dune 2,
12
baby.
hours of movies.
Go see Dune 2. It's amazing.
Wait till it's on streaming. We'll see you next time.